How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Riley here. And today, you guys, yet again, I am bringing you all another brand new NBA video right here on my channel. And today, as you can already tell from the title of the video, we are going to be going through the 14 players that were taken in the 2013 NBA draft before Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, I know before we get into this video, some of you guys might actually already know about all of the players that have been drafted before Giannis, but I know you guys, there is probably a fair amount of people that are going to watch this video and are going to look at it afterwards and be like, wow, like, I cannot believe this many people were taken before Giannis in the 2013 draft. It's actually pretty funny to see what teams picked certain players before Giannis, actually. But you guys, yet again, before we start this video, I just want to say before we get into it, that if you guys are brand new viewers to the channel, or you guys are coming from a previous video and you have not done this yet, I'm highly encouraging each and every one of you guys to stop the video literally right now and make sure to go down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, you guys, I say this all the time, you will not regret doing this. It's free, it's easy, it gets you guys my content that much faster, especially when you hit that push notification bell. That way you guys get updates every single time I upload a video instantly. So for any of you guys that do this, I really do appreciate it. You guys know this. But without further ado, let's jump into the 14 players that were taken in the 2013 NBA draft before Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right, you guys, questionably right off the bat, we might have one of the biggest busts in NBA history, and it is none other than Anthony Bennett from UNLV. Now, you guys know Anthony Bennett, when he was taken #1 overall in the 2013 draft, was literally awful right from the very beginning. Like, I don't hate the guy, I have nothing against him at all, believe me on this, mainly because I'm not a Cavs fan. But yeah, this straight up is very well known as one of the biggest busts in NBA history. All right, you guys, very quickly moving on from the #1 pick in Anthony Bennett, we are moving on to the #2 overall pick, and it was Victor Oladipo in this draft, which was actually a pretty solid selection for #2. Victor Oladipo has definitely proven himself since coming out of the 2013 draft. He has been progressively improving each and every year, and with this, I can probably pretty confidently say he is the second best player to come out of this draft class besides Giannis, obviously. However, since he got drafted 2nd overall by the Magic, Vic has actually been jumping around from teams to teams quite often from being traded, but it seems that he's finally found himself a home in Indiana, so it's good for him. He's proving himself. He's proving to be an all-star. All right, you guys, with the #3 overall pick in this draft, we have Otto Porter Jr. going before Giannis. But when you do look at it, again, Otto Porter is one of the more decent players to actually come out of this draft class, and with saying that he's one of the better players to come out of this draft class, this pretty much says how good this draft class was. But again, I'm not taking anything away from Otto Porter. He was a pretty solid piece for the Wizards in the time he was there, and he actually just got traded to Chicago this year, as most of you guys do know. So yeah, he is a solid piece, but he is nowhere near as good as Giannis. I can feel pretty confident when I say that. And moving on to the 4th overall pick in this draft, you guys, we have Cody Zeller. Yet again, it is just another player in this draft that is not as good as Giannis. It's going to be the common trend going for the entire video. But you guys, when you think about it, I mean, Cody Zeller has had some pretty decent years throughout the past couple of years since he made his NBA debut, but he is nowhere close to what you would expect from the #4 overall pick in a draft class. So yeah, nothing against Cody Zeller, but already at the #4 pick, this is just getting funnier and funnier as we keep going on and keep seeing Giannis slide down in this draft class. And moving on to the #5 overall pick in this draft, we have another bust in what we would have Alex Len. Now, after being taken 5th overall by the Phoenix Suns in the 2013 draft, Alex Len did basically nothing, little to nothing for the Phoenix Suns. But I don't want to say he's a complete bust, because right now you can obviously see recently he's been doing some decent things for the Atlanta Hawks right now. But still, to look back on it and think that the Suns picked Alex Len instead of Giannis, it's going to be that way for almost every team. You're just going to look back at it if you are a fan of this team, and you are just going to be like, wow, I cannot believe we actually did this. But yeah, you guys, there's #5 overall in this draft. We have Alex Len going to the Phoenix Suns. All right, you guys, next up on the list in order of this draft class, we have #6 overall, and it is Nerlens Noel to the Philadelphia 76ers. It's just really weird looking back on this draft class, you guys, and thinking that every one of these players were top-tier prospects in this year. Because when you look back at the top 6 picks already, you could probably only say that Victor Oladipo is literally the only one that is putting up big numbers right now for an NBA team. Every other player in this draft class is average to bad. And don't get me wrong, Nerlens Noel is decent right now. He just got a rough start in Philadelphia with a bad team at the time. However, he is in OKC right now. He's putting up decent numbers, and he's actually doing very well for the Thunder right now. So he's actually been improving as time has been going on. But still not better than Giannis. All right, you guys, and at #7, we have the Sacramento Kings taking Ben McLemore instead of Giannis. It's just funny to think about it because it's the Kings in this retrospect, and the Kings have been so bad for so long, and they had a top 10 pick in this situation yet again, and they decided to take Ben McLemore. McLemore with the pick. But I mean, with how scouting was going, you couldn't really go against the Kings for taking this pick. Ben McLemore was pretty solid in college. He just did not live up to the expectations of the NBA that he had going into the NBA, and a lot of people in this draft didn't for that matter. So I mean, you can't really go against the Kings for doing this, but it's just funny when you look back at it and actually look at how this went down. All right, you guys, moving on to the number 8 overall pick in the 2013 draft, we have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope being selected by the Detroit Pistons. Now, KCP was taken in the 2013 draft out of the University of Georgia, and now most of us know he is currently on the Los Angeles Lakers. So yes, he has turned into a decent player in the NBA. He's putting up average numbers for the Lakers. He did this year, but I think it's still pretty safe to say he's not as good as Giannis. And yet again, we have another team that messed up tremendously by not taking Giannis with this pick. Again, you guys know I'm a Bucks fan though, so I'm not going to complain. We're just all here for the laughs. That's all we're here for right now. And at number 9 overall in the draft, you guys, we have the college phenom Trey Burke being selected by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I think it's very safe to say that Trey Burke did not live up to the hype he had coming out of college going into the NBA in any way at all. And I mean, I have nothing against Trey Burke. I have nothing against anybody in this video for that matter. But he has been bouncing around in between teams in the recent years in the NBA, and he's currently just trying to find a place where he can fit in and put up solid numbers. So yeah, at least he's still in the NBA. I guess I can say that about Trey Burke. And at number 10, you guys, we actually have another very valuable player to a team right now, and it is CJ McCollum being taken 10th overall by the Portland Trailblazers. Even with CJ McCollum cracking the top 10 in the 2013 draft, he came from a very small school, which was Lehigh University, and most of you probably remember one memory from CJ McCollum in his college days, and this was when 15-seeded Lehigh took down 2-seeded Duke in the first round of March Madness. So yes, this one event right here actually really raised his draft stock a lot, which got him to the 10th overall pick, and ever since cracking the top 10 and going to the Portland Trailblazers, CJ McCollum has proven that he can be a pretty solid NBA player. And at the 11th overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft, yes, Giannis has still not been selected in this draft. We have the Rookie of the Year, Michael Carter-Williams, being selected at the 11th spot. Now, I'm not sure if all of you watching this video knew he won Rookie of the Year in his first year in the NBA, but he did. I just said that. But either way, the first 1 or 2 years of Michael Carter-Williams' career was actually pretty impressive in the NBA, I'm not gonna lie. But it did not take long for MCW to basically fall off a cliff and be an average to below average player at best. Don't get me wrong, this slate was only for a couple of years now because he is now doing a pretty decent job for the Orlando Magic. If you watched some of the playoffs at all recently, you guys saw that MCW is actually putting up some decent numbers and doing some decent things for that Orlando team. But still, he's not better than Giannis. And at number 12, we probably have the second or third best player to come out of this draft class as well. And we have Steven Adams being selected at the 12th spot to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And as of right now, Steven Adams is actually a cornerstone piece for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he is actually known right now as one of the more dominant or intimidating centers in the league. So I'm not even gonna lie, this is actually a pretty solid pick OKC got here at number 12. But to think about how they could have had Giannis is still funny. And at number 13, with Giannis still being on the board, we have Kelly Olynyk being drafted by the Boston Celtics. Now, you guys, I know that Giannis did not have a lot of hype around him going into the NBA draft at all, but he was still an obvious name to many scouts for teams around the NBA, and to see him not go within the first 14 picks of the draft just still shocks me to this day, especially with his size and his potential. I just don't know. But Kelly Olynyk turned into a decent player for the Boston Celtics, and obviously right now he's on the Miami Heat, putting up decent numbers right now, so I guess they got a decent pick in number 13 with this one. But you guys, it's still funny when you think about it. I mean, come on. And you guys, for the final pick before Giannis Antetokounmpo in the 2013 draft, we have the 14th overall pick being Shabazz Muhammad being drafted by the Utah Jazz. Like, imagine being the GM or owner for the Utah Jazz, and you're looking back on it right now, and you think instead of taking Giannis Antetokounmpo with the 14th overall pick in this draft, you took Shabazz Muhammad. That is the literal definition of a heartbreak, you guys. I have no idea how I would feel if I was a Jazz fan looking back on something like this. And you guys, finally, with the 15th overall pick in the 2013 draft, we have Giannis being selected by the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I know what you guys are probably going to say in the comments down below. You're probably going to say that with who Giannis was at the time and how he wasn't nearly as built as what he is now as a basketball player, there were a lot of questions around Giannis and if he was going to be able to become an NBA star. Definitely had the potential, but not a lot of people knew if it was actually going to pan out in the long run. And looking at it right now, as he's at the age of 24 and potentially one of the best players in the NBA, I think it's pretty safe to say that this 15th overall pick for the Bucks panned out. Bold statement on my end, but that's just what I'm going to end the video on. All right, you guys, after going through each and every pick before Giannis, I think that's going to mark the end of the video here today. Once again, you guys, I'm really hoping you all did enjoy the video, and if you did in any way, shape, or form, I'm highly encouraging each and every one of you to go down below right now and slap a like on it for me. You guys know how much the support means. I say it after every single video, and it honestly never gets old. I never get tired of seeing that like button go up. I never get tired of seeing all the comments down below. I love you guys so much for all the feedback. We're growing a lot here on the channel, and it's only because of you guys. You guys guys are the only ones I can thank for this success. But I'm just gonna say it again, you guys. If you guys have not done this yet, make sure to go down below and subscribe to this channel. Coming out with brand new videos every single week. You guys do not want to miss out. Believe me on that. But after saying that, you guys, I think that's all I have to say. So once again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you guys. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace!